What's going on, guys? We're back with another video for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite topic, and that's going to be mods. Now, I've seen some people in my Discord, I've seen some of my personal friends, and some people in my guild not have great ideas on what to do with mods, and just have some perhaps flawed ideas on what mods are good, or not know how to farm mods. So today we're going to talk about some ideas on things you can do to improve your mod game, and some things that you should stop doing. So we're going to go ahead today and talk about 9 things you should stop doing to improve your mod game and to improve how you handle your mods in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Before we get started, remember that I do stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I also stream Grand Arena for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. All right, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, the first thing I want to mention is something that I've mentioned several other times, but it is something that is so important, especially to newer players, and that is do not upgrade all of your mods immediately to level 15. Remember, the reason to upgrade your mods when you first get them is to unlock all the secondaries to see which ones have good secondaries and which ones do not, so that you can go ahead and sell those. You do not need to upgrade your mods to level 15 to reveal all of those secondaries. Important to remember that for yellow mods, you don't have to upgrade them at all. You already get to see all of them. For purple mods, you have to get them up to level 3, blue mods, level 6, green mods, level 9, and then somewhere down here I have some gray mods, and those you have to get up all the way to level 12 to unlock all of the secondaries. Personally, I start at the top, work my way down so that I know pretty quickly which mods I have that are good and which ones that are not good, so that I can use my credits as efficiently as possible. Remember that when you're unlocking secondaries, 90% of the time, I would say almost 95% of the time, you are looking for speed. Speed is what is going to win you battles in Galaxy of Heroes. So that is the stat you are going to want to be looking for whenever you are unlocking the secondaries on mods. I would say 95% of the time, if a mod does not have any speed secondaries, sell it. It's not going to be valuable. There are exceptions to this rule, like Fives, like Droideka. There are some characters that do not need speed, but for the most part, every character, speed is going to be important. So don't try to think that every character you have is the exception to that rule. I've had multiple people say to me, oh, well, I went and looked at the top person in my squad arena and their Supreme Leader Kylo Ren doesn't have very much speed on them. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the exception to the rule. A galactic legend can still be good and can still beat other people if it's got low amounts of speed. All of your other characters are not galactic legends. They are not the exception to the rule. Oh, but my Palpatine team doesn't have very much speed and they were able to beat a Night Sister. Palpatine teams should always beat Night Sister teams. Darth Revan doesn't have as much speed, but he was able to beat Commander Luke Skywalker. Darth Revan is the exception to the rule when he's fighting teams like that. Again, if you're putting into mirror matches where every character has the same amount of power and it's a total mirror match, say Darth Revan versus Darth Revan, I promise you, the Darth Revan and the Bastila Shan that have higher speed secondaries are going to win 99 out of 100 times. Let's think about that. Yeah, 99 out of 100 times. The team that has more speed in a Darth Revan mirror match is going to win. Tip number 2, this is a really easy one. Sell any arrows that have accuracy on them immediately. Don't even bother with upgrading them. Every other type of arrow you can probably find some use for. Speed arrows are obviously the most valuable, and those are the best that you want to be shooting for. Other ones, crit avoidance can be used with someone like, Darth Treya. Speed is important. Offense you could use with someone like Droideka. Nobody needs accuracy. Sell your accuracy arrows. Do not waste your resources upgrading accuracy arrows. But Chad, I have an accuracy arrow with 20 speed on it. Why would I sell that? Because you could have a speed arrow that has 30 or 32 speed on it. Accuracy arrows are not worth your resources. Don't upgrade them. Okay, so now that we've talked about what type of mods you should be farming for, you're looking for speed secondaries. You're going to use your resources wisely so that you can get speed secondary mods, not waste all of your credits on mods going up to level 15, and don't waste any credits or slicing materials on accuracy arrows. Now let's talk about how you can make modding and farming for mods more efficient. This next one's a pretty important tip, and that's going to be do not sell any mods just because they have a starting speed of +3. Now I've heard the argument, well, why would I want to invest in a mod that starts with +3 whenever modding resources, as you've already said, are scarce? They do come at a value. Why would I want to go ahead and upgrade a mod that starts at level 3 when I could upgrade one that starts at level 5? The thing is that mods that start with +5 speed do have a higher ceiling, but your chances of upgrading that mod to that top ceiling is less than 1%. So the idea that you're going to fully max out a +5 speed mod is almost none. Similarly, the likelihood that you are going to roll all 3s when you're upgrading a level 3 speed mod are also very low, also less than 1%. Ideally, you would love to see a mod that has somewhere around 20 speed. That's great. That's like a great mod. That's what you really want. You really have a phenomenal chance of getting a 20 speed mod out of either something that starts at +3 or something that starts as a +5. Remember, just because a mod starts with +3 speed does not mean that every time you roll an extra speed secondary, you're only going to get 3. It's going to be any random number between 3 and 6. Now, I'm not saying that you should prioritize the +3 speed over the +5 speed. Between these two mods I'm looking at right now, I'm going to upgrade the +5 first because it does have the higher ceiling. And if I'm slicing, assuming that all other secondaries, if one's more valuable than the other, assuming all secondaries are equal, I'm going to slice the +5 one first because yes, it does have a higher ceiling. But I'm not going to throw this mod away just because it's a +3. Let's take a shot. Let's just see what happens. Let's go to 9. Dang. Okay, so that was not a good mod. Now let's try the +5. Dang, we whiffed on both of them. Oh, here we go. We have one more mod. This is a +4. Let's see what happens. There we go. We got 4 out of that one. Boom! There we got another 6. So perfect. So on this mod, we got all the way up to 14. If you follow the advice of I'm only going to upgrade mods that start at 5, I would have just missed out on this is a decent mod. Like, I'm happy with this mod right now. Now remember, this is when it comes to upgrading. When it comes to slicing, you need to be a little pickier about what you're going to upgrade. But when it comes to just upgrading them with credits, I would not do it just based on the fact that it has +3. If it just has +3, keep it around, upgrade it. When it comes to slicing, keep that in the back of your mind. But when it comes to upgrading, go ahead and do it. Just see if you can get some extra speed of it. Don't just sell it because it started with +3. That's silly. Okay, our next rule, like I said, this is another one. It's not a hard rule. There are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, do not slice any mods that do not have any speed secondaries. Again, modding resources come at a premium, and you're literally wasting your resources if you're upgrading a mod that has no speed secondaries. Like it or not, speed is the most important thing in the game for 99% of your characters. I think I said 95%. I don't care. I'm making up numbers, but for most of your characters, speed is going to be the most important thing you can have. If you are slicing up mods that are not good and don't have speed secondaries, you are just wasting your resources. Wow, you're such an idiot. So what am I supposed to do if I don't have any mods with good speed secondaries? Just not use mods? Sometimes we have to use mods that don't have good speed secondaries. Come on, man, what am I supposed to do in that case, huh? Okay, no, I'm not telling you to not keep any mods and to not use any mods that don't have speed secondaries. Obviously, when you're starting out the game, you're gonna not have a plethora of mods. You're gonna have to use some mods that aren't good, and that's fine. Use those mods, but don't keep upgrading them. Don't waste resources upgrading bad mods. Use the bad mods while you have to, but keep working on finding good mods. Once you find a good mod, replace the bad mod and sell the bad mod. Don't keep wasting your resources on bad ones. Use the bad ones while you have to, but look at those as expendable. Don't invest your resources into something that eventually you're going to sell because you get a better mod. Perhaps one of the most foolish things I could do is slice this mod right here up to gold. Yeah, maybe Darth Malik, whenever I get him, could find some help out of this because it's got defense, it's got health, it's got protection. Sure, Darth Malik, this might be a mod for him, but 95% of my characters, anything with speed is going to be better. So think about what you're doing whenever you're slicing mods. Is this a mod that I want to invest my resources in? Do I really want to roll the dice and see if I can make a speed mod better? Or do I want to knowingly invest my slicing materials into a mod that I know is not going to get any speed and is not going to probably enhance my roster significantly? Okay, my next piece of advice I think is pretty important, and that's going to be take into careful consideration what mod you are going to slice up to 6 dot. Remember that whenever you slice a mod up to 6 dot, you don't re-roll again for all of the secondaries. All you're doing is increasing the primary stat, and all of your secondary stats increase slightly, but you are not going to increase, you're not going to re-roll any of the secondary stats. So suppose I have 2 of these mods, a protection mod and a critical damage mod, and I'm going to slice one of them. I can only slice one of them up to 6 dot mod. And I have, say I have an equal amount of speed. I mean, obviously right now I have an equal amount of speed. Both of these have 0. Suppose they both had, say, 15 speed on them, and I was going to have to slice one of them. Take into consideration how much the primary stat is going to increase by for each one of these. So for example, whenever you have a 5 dot mod, level 15 protection, it's going to be at 23.5%. When you get it up to 6 dot, it's going to go up to 24%. You're going to go up 0.5%. A critical damage mod, however, is going to go from 36% up to 42%. A health mod is going to go from 5.88% to 16%. So if all things being equal and you're thinking about slicing a mod up to 6 dot, remember which primary you want to go up, and is that going to benefit your character the most? Also, if you're short on the slicing materials to get it up higher and you don't need the primary stat, remember that once you get something up to 6 dot, you won't be able to use it on your characters that aren't gear 12 anymore. So say you've got a protection mod and it's got really good speed, you're not going to get a whole lot from it going up to 6 dot unless you have the slicing materials to keep upgrading it once it's 6 dot. If you have those, then go for it. If you don't though, maybe consider keeping it at 5 dot. You can use it with a lot of different characters, and the benefit from getting it up to 6 dot isn't going to be nearly as much. So again, just be very careful and very thoughtful about when you upgrade a mod to 6 dot. Know what you're going to be getting, know what it's going to be upgrading to, so that you're not wasting those materials, because those certainly come at a premium. Those are much more expensive. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at going to a 6 dot mod. Okay, my next piece of advice is, again, all things being equal, do not slice a mod if you have one of similar speed at a lower tier. Remember that once you get higher and higher, it becomes more expensive to upgrade your mods. For this one, I need 35 of this material to get it up to gold. Whereas if I want to slice this mod, again, they have the exact same speed. They're not the same type of mod. This is health. This is an offense primary. This is a defense primary for offense. They're different mods. So obviously these are not comparable. But to slice this one, I would only need, I don't know how many I need. I guess this is free. I would need 15 of the fusion discs, and I would need only 5 of the bonding pins. So I need substantially fewer resources to slice this up to a blue mod. Again, all things being equal, take into account how much you're going to be spending on your mods whenever you slice them, and pick the mods that are best for you to slice. Again, looking between the purple mod and the blue mod, if I were to slice the blue mod, it's free, guys. It's literally free to slice this mod. Let's go ahead and do it. No, apparently Galaxy of Heroes just sucks today. This one costs 10 fusion discs, and it costs 25 of the flow chips. However, on this one, it's going to cost still 15 of the flow chips, and then it's going to cost, once again, 35 of the coils. It's going to be more expensive. So between these two, again, all things being equal between the two mods, upgrade the one that's at the lower tier because it's got a higher ceiling and because it's going to be cheaper to upgrade. So unless you need the higher tier mod, unless you need this on a specific character because of the primary, because of the other secondaries, if you are doing it solely for speed and all other things, sets, everything else being equal, upgrade the mod that is at the lower tier first. It's going to be cheaper, and it currently has a higher ceiling. Now, I know you might be thinking that, well, that's a recipe to have a whole bunch of map mods and nothing at like yellow or gold or 6 dot or whatever color that is. I don't know. Is this yellow? Is this whatever? It might be a recipe to have a bunch of mods at like blue and no mods up to gold, which is that really a good thing? You're going to have fewer secondaries, and that's true. You're going to have fewer rolled secondaries if you have a bunch of blue mods. But think about it this way. Remember, all of these materials come at a premium. Do you want to potentially waste your materials slicing a mod that isn't going to be very good? Or do you want to take the chance to slice this one up? If you have the materials, like if you have an abundance of those coils, then go for it. But if you're not spending money, if you don't have an abundance of the materials, slice the safe bet. Slice the one that has the higher ceiling. I'm not saying sell this. I'm not saying get rid of it. There's a place for this mod. Someday I will slice this mod. But right now, this mod has the higher ceiling. This is the one I'm going to upgrade. It's like the 3 versus 5 speed mods. I'm saying don't get rid of the 3 speed mod. I'm not saying slice it over the 5. The 5 one is going to get my attention first because it has the higher ceiling, but the 3 still has value. So remember that while mods do have value, you have to prioritize because your resources are valuable. So yeah, take that into account. The next piece of advice is obviously not going to be for everyone, but it would be to prioritize farming mod slicing materials over mods themselves. Wow, man, what bad advice. What am I supposed to do? I don't have any mods. I just started playing the game. How am I supposed to upgrade my mods if I don't have any? Do you think they're just gonna fall from trees? Okay, let's simmer down, Chad. It's like I said, these are not meant for everyone. There are exceptions to every rule. You're not gonna see on the back of like one of the stone tablets, thou shalt only farm slicing materials. Okay, no, I didn't say that. If you are at a low level and you don't have any mods, or you've hopefully by now sold all of your bad mods and you now need more mods, sure, there are instances where you can farm them. However, events, challenges, stuff like that give you mods. They give you for free. They just say, here, take the mods. They just give them to you. However, getting the slicing materials isn't necessarily as easy. They are at a higher premium. They are harder to get. So since you can get other mods for free from various events, and not necessarily the case from the slicing materials, I would focus on the slicing materials. Once again, sometimes you will have to farm for mods. I get it. Simmer down in the comments, okay? But I would focus on the slicing materials. They are more important in my humblest of opinions. Hey, good for you guys. I just thought of another tip. So this is, let's just call it tip 7.5. It's not really worthy of its own number because it's one that hopefully is obvious, but I feel like I have to mention it just to make sure I get it on the record. And that is, don't upgrade any mods that are not 5 dots. Yes, if you're a brand new player, there are instances like me with Bastila where you are going to have to use some 4 dot mods, but that window of time that you're using 4 dot mods or anything lower than that is very rare. So anything that's 4 dot, go ahead and start selling those because the likelihood that you will need them is very low. You can't slice them. They have no longevity in the game. Don't pour your materials into 4 dot mods. The only nice thing about them is they cost less to upgrade, but they are also less valuable. You will get less speed. They don't roll as high. Just don't do it. Okay. Use them while you have to, but consider them easily disposable. Just do it. Please just do it. Sell them. Okay. The next piece of advice is one that might seem pretty straightforward that you probably already know, but I'm going to mention it anyways because it has a part B that is hopefully important to mention. And it also has a corollary that might not be as obvious to someone who is new at the game. The obvious advice that I'm going to give is only farm mods. If you have to farm mods, only farm mods from the mod challenges. And in particular, only farm them from the tier 3 of the mod challenges. Don't do 2, don't do 1, because those give you a lower chance. Those give you only, up to 4 dots, 3 dots, etc. They don't give you the 5 dot mods. Now that's the obvious piece of advice. The piece of advice that maybe isn't necessarily as obvious. This is part B, let's call it that. So you've gotten, what was it, 6.5, 7.5, and now you're getting like part B and a corollary. Do I need to rename this video? I don't know, let's just go. The next one is going to be, if you're farming mods and you're at lunch break, you're in the bathroom, we do it, it's fine. And you're farming mods, you need to do it quickly and you don't have enough time to think, what mods do I need to farm? One, try to think about what mods you need to farm. Think about what character you've just unlocked and you need to get mods for. If it's Darth Revan, okay, I need speed mods. Who do I need to actually be farming mods for? Now, that's what you want to think about. If you don't have time to think about that, if you need to spend your energy, you're crunchy at the end of the day, got to farm some mods to get the daily in, farm mods that are going to be used across a wide variety of characters. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, think about it this way. The number of characters that'll find value from speed mods, a lot of them. Offense mods, a lot of them. Critical damage, critical chance mods, a lot of them. But then think about this, health mods. Some of the most popular mods you will get from events. You will get a lot of health mods from events. Still important, very important mods. Maybe don't prioritize this one. Tenacity mods. I mean, again, they definitely have their place, but not needed by nearly as many characters as, say, a speed set or an offense set. So if you're going to farm mods, you don't have time to think about what mods you currently have that you're going to work on and which mods that you need. Try to pick mods that you know that you can use across a variety of characters so that you don't farm a whole bunch of tenacity mods and then you're at Darth Revan being like, guess I got to give Darth Revan a tenacity set, huh? Because it's not going to be nearly as valuable as giving him a speed set. The other thing, and this is the corollary of part A. Again, man, I feel like I need to go back to math class and write this all out on a board. The corollary is, if you're a new player, beat challenge tier 3 of all of these mod challenges as soon as you possibly can. I don't care if you're only farming, if you only need health mods right now, I don't care. You still want to beat tier 3 of all of them as fast as you can, because as you continue to beat tier 3 of multiple challenges, the chance of getting 5 dot mods increases. So if you've only beaten tier 3 of health mods versus someone else that's beaten tier 3 of all of them, the person that has beaten tier 3 of all of them is going to have a substantially higher chance of pulling 5 dot mods than you are having only finished the health mods. It's hard because you can't call in an ally's help to do these. So you're on your own for these. Prioritize that. Make that a prioritize. Make that a priority so that you can get the best mods possible when you farm. You're not wasting your energy getting these 3 and 4 dot mods that don't have any longevity and not going to use. So that's the one thing I would hope you take away from this. If the other two themes, goodness, I can't talk today. The other two things you already seemed obvious. Make sure if you're a new player to finish every single one of these tier 3s. It's very important. Okay, my next piece of advice is going to be one that is primarily intended for Grand Arena purposes. So not affecting Squad Arena or anything else. None of the other game modes I'm talking about, but for Grand Arena, my piece of advice is this. Don't put all of your best mods, every single one of your good mods, on your best team and just leave trash for the rest of your teams. If you do that, that is a recipe for disaster. The number of times that I've come across, one super killer like Darth Revan team or Galactic Legend team that is going to stop me. They do have some god tier mods and they're definitely going to stop my progress, but that's only one of the teams that I have to fight If they have, you know, other teams on there and they all have like 20 speed coming from them, that's bad. And those are going to be really easy for me to mow over. So yes, you want your best teams to be good. They're your best teams for a reason. You want to still make sure you're giving them very solid mods so they can continue to perform, beat the teams you need them to, but don't skimp out on your secondary teams. Make sure that those B teams still have good mods. Maybe swap out, maybe take away 120 speed from one of your really good characters so that they're still really good, but give that mod to someone else so that team is shored up a little bit, so that that 20 speed mod could take one of these B tier teams from being a garbage team to being a decent team, depending on who the character is. So don't just only focus on one team for Grand Arena purposes like you would for Squad Arena. If you only put your good mods on one team and the rest of them you either don't mod, don't worry about the mods, just auto assign them, you're going to be a lot easier to beat. That one team, if you just throw it on defense, is not going to hold for you. You will probably get beaten. All right, my last piece of advice, and this one's really important, but also really easy to avoid. Do not let your mod inventory get full. No, nothing bad's going to happen to you if your mod inventory gets full, but when it does, it's a lot harder to clean up. Try to keep track of your mods daily. Try to sell off some of your mods daily. Do some upgrading so that it's not this monumental feat whenever it comes time to clean up your mods. I have a friend who I helped him out with his mods, and his mods inventory was full. He does not have access to a tool like Hot Utils, which can clean up your mods very quickly. So it took us over an hour to clean up all of his mods, to get them upgraded, figure out which ones he wants to slice, and to sell off the ones he doesn't need because there were just so many there. Yes, you can go through, just start willy-nilly just clicking on mods to sell them, but you run the chance of selling a good mod. You do need to put some thought, upgrade them, reveal the secondaries, sell the ones that aren't good, and then think about slicing. So do a little bit at a time. Don't let your mod inventory get full so that's this overwhelming thing that you never want to look at, and then you push it off and then your mods end up suffering. Try to take it a little bit of a time. Don't let that mod inventory fill up, and don't push it off until later. All right, guys, so I think the name of this video is 9 things to not do whenever you're modding, but I gave you some, I don't even know how many I told you this time, but that concludes this series of insert number of things here to not do whenever you're modding. Hopefully you guys found value in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you get notifications for any new videos and live streams I put out. Remember, I do stream on Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, and I stream on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Central Time for Grand Arena Championship. So please drop by. I'd love to talk to you guys. You can ask me questions. We can talk about mods, anything like that. Always enjoy talking to you guys. So that's all I've got for today. Please make sure to tell me down in the comments what you thought. Do you have any other advice for anyone else on mods? Do you have any questions about mods? Feel free to put those in the comments as well. Love to help you out. Love to talk about it. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.
Get down to the B side.